the Florida legislative session is in its final days. Why does that matter? Well, because Republican Governor Ron DeSantis has signed several high-profile bills that he may well use as a springboard for a 2024 presidential campaign. CBS News senior White House and political correspondent Ed O'Keefe joins us now from Tallahassee. Ed, what is the governor talking about, and is it something he will likely use as fodder for a run for the Republican nomination?
He sure will. Today at an event in Jupiter, Florida, down in Palm Beach County, he called it one of the most successful legislative sessions anywhere in the country in years. It's involved things like passing environmental legislation, affordable housing legislation, pay raises for teachers, tax cuts on household incomes household goods that went with overwhelming bipartisan support. It's the trickier, more partisan stuff that gets criticized by people in and outside the state that, of course, has drawn all the attention. Today, just today, we witnessed as the Florida State Senate put final passage on an expansion of that so-called Don't Say Gay bill that now bars teachers from any discussion of gender identity or sexual orientation in the classroom up to grade 8, expanding it up from grade 3. Republican supporters saying it was necessary because parents have been calling and urging them to do so. The governor is expected to sign all of this, whether it has bipartisan support or not. The woman who's helping push it through is State Senate President Kathleen Pasadomo from the Naples area. And we talked to her not only about the substance of the legislation, but also about what's on the minds of a lot of people in the hallways of the state capitol here, the plans for Governor DeSantis to run for president. Take a look. You have not endorsed Governor DeSantis for president, right?
Well, he's not running for president.
Okay. If he runs for president, would you endorse him?
I don't know. He hasn't asked me.
Okay. Interesting.
He does it. I'll joke with him. I have a very good relationship with him. I really like the man. And I joke, hey, how you gonna run? He said, I got better. I'm working. I'm the governor. I got things to do. He has never once said, I'm running for president, ever.
To you?
To me.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know what he says to others.
Would he make a good president?
I think he would.
Why?
Because he's decisive. He's very smart. He knows where he wants to go, and he's got some good ideas.
So, Ed,
convenient for these Republican legislators to not have any conversation yet with the governor about running for president because he hasn't officially done so. We asked several of them, and they continue to say, well, he isn't a candidate for president, so I really don't want to go there. But it is an awkward dance they have to dance because, of course, he's thinking about it, and former President Donald Trump, a Florida resident, is already doing it, and they understand the dynamics in the Republican Party. Real quick, Major, Democrats powerless to stop this legislation from getting through. They're especially concerned about the passage of a 6-week abortion services ban now in this state, even while courts are debating whether or not to ban a 15-week ban. We spoke with the Democratic leader of the House, a woman named Fentrice Driscoll, who says, may be popular with Republicans, but come time for a general election, Governor DeSantis could have problems given all this legislation. Take a look. What is the Democratic take on what's been passed and what's been done?
Sure. So as I look at this legislative session, to me, if I had a theme, if I had to wrap it up in one theme, it would actually be anti-freedom. And it's so interesting because Governor DeSantis travels the country with his freedom blueprint or whatever it is that he calls it. But if you look at the actual policies that he's passed here, they've all been anti-freedom. The attacks on women with the 6-week abortion ban, before most women even know that they're pregnant. He got it as close to an outright ban as he could. And by the way, most Americans and most Floridians don't agree with that ban. Permitless carry. Just before that bill passed, there was a University of North Florida poll saying that 77% of Floridians thought it was a bad bill. He passed it anyway. He's always looking over the shoulders. He is focused on being a bully against democracy, diversity, and Disney. And that's what he cares about. Our opinions could not be more opposite.
Ed O'Keefe in Tallahassee, we thank you.